What's up, everyone? This is the Next Tape Podcast, episode 5 with Mikel,
and Tanyka,
where we have conversations on different topics. So it is the first day of October as we record this. Thanksgiving, Thanksgiving is next week, and Halloween is in a couple weeks. Are you excited, Tanyka?
I mean, I'm excited that I have an extra long weekend because I'm taking time off around Thanksgiving and by the Canadian Thanksgiving. And yeah, so Thanksgiving is just another day for me over here, but Halloween, again, is technically just another day for me, but I enjoy the spooky season. Actually, the spooky season by watching horror movies. That's for me. That's what I do.
Nice. Are you having a big family over Thanksgiving or a small family?
No, we don't do anything anymore.
Oh.
Yeah,
wow.
I know. We haven't done anything since even before the pandemic. But without going into any detail and what's going on with my family these days, but definitely not doing it this year.
True. Well, I'm having a small get together. That's basically it. So, and a huge ass turkey. If
Yeah. No, I think we tend to still cook, not a whole turkey, obviously. It's too much. But my mom will cook turkey breast or turkey wings or something like that. We have a whole chicken. So maybe she'll save that for Thanksgiving. I don't know. But yeah, that's what we tend to do. It's not a big deal for us over here.
Okay. All right. So what are we talking about today, Tanyka?
So today we are going to be talking the Greenbelt situation or scandal a little bit that's happened here in Canada. We're going to briefly talk some, TFSA ideas for getting money into your TFSA. And we also have an update on the Snow White situation, as well as does Disney Plus on a whole. And we're also going to be talking Go Transit and the update on the new NSYNC song.
Okay, cool. All right, so we should start the TFSA first.
Well, we usually start in order.
Okay, all right. So what do you want to start, Tanyka? Go ahead.
So we'll just start with the Greenbelt situation. We don't have as much experience with the Greenbelt stuff, but we're going to try and tackle this a little bit. So just to briefly talk about what is the Greenbelt. Basically, the Greenbelt is a protected area of green space, farmland, forests, and wetlands, and watersheds located in southern Ontario in Canada. It surrounds a significant portion of the Golden Horseshoe. So that's basically what that is. So we have a little bit of a scandal happening here in Ontario when it comes to someone handling the Greenbelt stuff, some sort of minister. So for those who don't know, there was a scandal of somebody who's a part of the Greenbelt stuff who got massages in Las Vegas. Doesn't seem like a big deal, but it kind of is, because it appears that this person who was getting these massages also was meeting up with another person who's also getting these massages in order to try and get land from the Greenbelt, either getting land or giving land or something like that. Either way, not the way to go about things. That's kind of like a bribe. So that's where the issue kind of lies.
So is this the reason why Belf were kind of, postponed it or delayed it? Or
yes, that's probably the main reason why. But he's also friends with one of the people who got these massages. So he's actually friends with one of them. So yeah.
So what's happening at the Greenbelt?
So what's going to happen at this point now with the Greenbelt itself. Or
Yeah.
nothing to really say about that because they're still doing the investigation as to what happened. So I think while they deal with that to find out if there was a bribery kind of going on, like if this is how these guys were handling the situation, because I mean, this is something that people are going to want. They're going to want this protected land because that's the money is sitting, I'm sure, on these lands. There's not going to be anything yet until they finish that investigation. So that's what's most important, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, we hope that, it's successful in the near future, and I hope everything gets done in good hands.
Yes, I do as well.
So, what's our next topic on?
So TFSA, and so basically the article that I found is talking about how to get money into your TFSA, which is, by the way, a Canadian bank account called a tax-free savings account, exactly as it sounds. It's a good way to put your savings into a secure place. So there are ways that you can buy into stocks with your TFSA that is also safe. And one of those stocks, which I never would have thought about, is Dollarama. They've been doing studies on Dollarama now for about 10 years. They say it's secure, it's fast growing. So it's one of the better options. Apparently, in the last 10 years now, it has grown, or sorry, no, not grown, but it has had a massive return of 630%. That's crazy.
Wow. That's crazy.
So that's something people are interested in.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah. So, well, let's rewind and let's educate the people on what a tax-free savings account is. So most Canadian people always get confused between, tax-free savings account and the savings account.
They do?
Yeah, they do. Yeah. There's a lot of people in Canada that get confused.
Interesting. Okay.
They get confused. They think the TFSA is a savings account.
Yeah, no, it's not.
That's not. So the savings account is taxable. That's the difference there. The tax-free savings account is obviously tax-free. The tax-free savings account was introduced by Jim Forder, the Canadian financial minister of financial, then in 2008. It was on the 2008 federal budget. This was according to Canada.ca. So the TFSA was launched to banks January 2009 you can use the TFSA for GICs, stocks, bonds, like you said, and all the capital gains, interest rates, and dividends are tax-free.
Or you can just use it for savings. Doesn't have to be any of those things. It can just be a savings account.
That too. So you can use it for savings. You can use it as a retirement. You can use it to save for a house. You can use it for almost anything.
The ease is that you can pull out of the savings account without a penalty the same way that you would with like an RSP. You would get a penalty if you were to take any money out of that. Tax-free savings account, there is no penalty. And the only thing you have to do is wait maybe 24 hours for the funds to come. That's it.
Right. So there is a couple things. You have to be 18 years old to get a tax-free savings account.
Yep. I was 18 when I got my first one.
Yeah. And the TFSA have yearly contributions as well, contribution limits. So every year the government announces contribution limit rises. So last year it was 6,500.
Wow.
And then if you haven't contributed towards your TFSA at all, so people who were born from 1991 and earlier, you will have $88,000 of contribution room left. Yeah. Now, if you just turned 18, I would say last year, you would have $6,500 of contribution room in your TFSA. So, yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. So basically, it changes every single year. So the government can just like announce like $7,000 or $8,000. I noticed like probably around, if I'm not mistaken, if I'm wrong, probably around 2014, it was probably over or at least around $10,000 they announced.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. And another thing is if you over contribute, right? According to Canada.ca, the government will tax you 1% every month.
But what is considered an over contribution?
So basically, if you have a contribution room of 88,000, and if you go over that,
mm-hmm.
yeah, they can easily charge you 1% fee each month.
Okay, well, that's probably nothing I need to worry about. But
yeah,
that's I don't even make that much money in a year, so
yeah. Same with like when an 18-year-old, like
yeah, 18-year-old's definitely not making that.
Yeah. So basically, that's about it. So like I said, suggest everyone to read books, read articles, talk to financial advisors or financial planners, or even do some research on YouTube about what is a TFSA. So that's it.
Okay.
So we're going to go on to the Snow White controversy that's happening.
No, it's not really a controversy, but it's definitely interesting to see what's going to happen. So they, as we know, Disney is not slowing down with these remakes. They just recently announced actually that they're going to be doing a live action of Moana, which is interesting because that's a lot more recent of a movie. The animated movie hasn't even settled yet where they're going to do a live action of it. But they actually, Disney, they got a relief, a tax relief that cost, I believe, $36 million of a relief. So they got this from the British government because that's where I guess they filmed Snow White. So this is for Snow White. They got this relief, but with the relief, they actually now have a stipulation that they have to gross at the box office $340 million from the box office once this movie comes out. Now,
wow.
So it's interesting. Also, actually, before I continue with that, the number actually could increase closer to the release date. So that's just what it is now. It could actually increase. Won't decrease, but it'll increase. So it's interesting with the drama with the lead. How much people are actually going to boycott this movie because she's still in it? This is supposed to be coming out in 2024.
So you're talking about the Snow White movie, right?
Yeah.
Okay. There's a lot of hate towards her because of the comment Rachel made. Rachel, is it Ziegler or
Ziegler, whatever.
Ziegler. My apologies, Rachel. Rachel Zelger. Yeah, there's a lot of hate that she got from the interview.
Yes.
It's similar to what Lawson got.
Who?
Very similar. Brie Larson, Captain Marvel.
Uh,
You watch any of the Marvel movies?
I have, but I don't think I've seen Captain Marvel. Oh,
So,
Brie
so
Larson. Oh, okay, yes,
yes,
yes, yes, yes, yes.
yes, similar hate uh, that she had. She had feminist views in some of her clips
Mm-hmm.
way before when she got the Marvel Captain Marvel character
Mm-hmm.
or got hired as Captain Marvel.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, a lot of people just hated her because of her feminist views. They started taking up rumors like the people who was working in on Marvel movies like Chris Hemsworth
Mm-hmm.
or Mark Ruffalo. They were just
Mm-hmm.
talking that they those actors hated her because of her
Really
views. Yeah,
interesting. Okay,
pulling up like a lot of rumors out of nowhere.
right.
So
Well,
um
here's the thing. Here's the thing I'm gonna
yeah,
say. That is interesting because I never actually saw the Captain Marvel movie itself. I
yeah.
only saw her in the Avengers and stuff like that. So that's the only exposure I have to her in the movies. But it's interesting because I heard that Captain Marvel was a good movie. I don't know how well it did in terms of the box office, but I am surprised that with the Marvel way of doing things, like Captain America had 2 movies.
Yeah,
Spider-Man's on his did 3.
yeah.
Iron Man had 3. Like, you know what I mean? I'm surprised that Captain Marvel didn't get another movie.
Well, her movie's coming soon. Like, well, the
Is it?
trio. Yeah, the Marvels. So it's basically Miss Marvel.
But it's not just her. It's what I'm getting
Yeah.
at.
Oh,
I'm talking
right.
with people who had their own and they had multiple. Even Black Panther, obviously, with how that went,
Yeah,
he wasn't in the movie, obviously.
yeah.
But
But he
even
was
that had a second movie.
right,
She did not get a second movie of her own.
right. I
That's what I'm
think
getting at.
I think the hate is so
She can't do her own movie at this point because I
yeah,
think people are just going to
I,
boycott it.
yeah. I think the backlash is so bad towards
Yeah,
her to the point that they had to group her up with other.
yeah. And also, she hasn't done a lot since being on Marvel, like anything outside of Marvel. She is in a somewhat, not, I wouldn't say established, but she has had great roles prior to these movies. Um, and I think she also did Mercy, I think was in between, was while she was doing Marvel. But she is a great actress. Prior to this, she's known and all that. Rachel Zegler had one great movie that put her on the map, and all it takes is one, and that was West Side Story, which is how she's getting these roles. And then she literally stabs herself in the foot by saying something. You're not established enough, little girl, to be putting your thoughts out there and think you're not going to get backlash for it. Because she
Right.
also had a role in the Paddington movie. They've axed her from the movie.
Interesting.
So,
The
so it,
Paddington Bear 3, right?
Paddington 3, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah. So it would be interesting to kind of see how the movie is going to do in the box office with all of that said. I don't know if it's going to make 340 million. And once it, if it doesn't, what
Mhm.
happens?
I think Disney's taking a big risk on it.
I think
Uh,
so.
I the, a lot of their previous movies haven't done so well. Like I don't
Not
think
true. That's not true.
really
That's not true.
El-
Beauty and the
element
Beauty and the
the elements.
Oh, but I'm not talking about that. We're talking live action movies.
Oh, okay, go ahead. Yeah,
We're not talking the animated movies. We're talking live action movies. The
right.
live action movies have increasingly done okay. Like Mulan could have maybe done better if it wasn't released during the pandemic, but
Hmm.
unfortunately it was.
Right.
But Beauty and the Beast Lion King, Aladdin. They grossed, I think I saw a crazy number, over like $1 billion or something. Like it grossed a crap load of money. So they have done really well with these live action movies, which is why they're clearly continuing them. But I feel like Snow White is going to fall into the mix with Mulan. And there was another one that they did. I can't remember which movie it was that didn't do so well either. It is going to fall into that. It's not going to do good. And then the difference though with this is that they have this relief. What's going to happen if they don't gross the amount that they need to gross? Again, that's just gross. It could easily get there. But I'm just saying, like, what if they don't? Because people are going to say, I'm not seeing this money at this movie. I'm not going to put money in this actress' pocket, into Disney's pocket. I'm not doing it. Why, you know what I mean?
I mean, they can always, well, I'm not sure, but they can always just leave it in theater for weeks and weeks and weeks until
But that's not what they're doing anymore. That's not what they do anymore. Since COVID, movies do not stay in theaters as long as they used to before. And it really, there's no rhyme or reason to it. Even if a movie does well, it can still come out really quickly. Even if a movie doesn't do well, it still comes out really quickly.
Right.
But I think what happens with those more popular movies, the ones that are really highly anticipated, they're the ones that stay in longer. Like Black Panther was in for weeks.
Right.
Little Mermaid was there for a while as well. But those were highly anticipated because people were talking. So I don't know if Snow White will be in there long because yes, people are talking, but they're not. None of it's really good. At least with Little Mermaid, you have the bad, but you also have the good. So with Snow White, there is no good because people don't want to see her. So I don't know. I don't know.
Well, that's the best choice for Disney if they want to do that, but that's even wasting more money.
Exactly.
Leaving in theaters for quite a bit, but like another option, but they're even probably using more money by doing this is DVD sales. Put it right on DVD.
But DVD sales aren't what they used to be either. It's not about DVD sales anymore. It's streaming.
Yeah, streaming.
Yeah. But so DVD sales are nothing anymore in comparison.
Yeah, but that's another option as well. And then streaming, license it out to TV networks as well. That's your best option to get.
Yeah, but that's not going to happen for a while. That's always been the case. These types of movies don't go to TV like that for years and years and years. That's how it's always been.
Well, yeah, that's true. That's true.
When I mean streaming, I mean Disney Plus in this case. Well, they'll have those numbers.
True. Well, they recently put out Miss Marvel to ABC TV, I believe.
Miss Marvel, what's that?
So it's another Marvel movie, or another Marvel show, basically. So Miss Marvel is.
But wasn't that out a while ago?
Yes,
but that's exactly what I mean. It takes a while for things to go to that point. They're not going to do that right off the bat. There's never been a case where a recently new movie, say in the last year or two, goes to TV. That never happens. Like in the first few years, it takes a while before you see it on TV.
True.
So they're not banking their money on that, and like I said, it has to be the box office. I'm assuming, right, for that $340 million. That's while it's in theaters, not before, not after.
Yeah, well,
that's usually where the money is. Like when they determine how much money a movie is made, it's how much they've made in the box office,
right?
Not afterwards.
So, well, they're gonna have to count on that worldwide box office.
Yes.
Dollars. Then.
Yes.
So that's also another option, and like I said, they can also license it out to streaming services as well.
Yeah. I know, I get that, but what I'm trying to tell you is that it's the box office.
Yeah,
that's where the 340 million has to come from.
Yeah,
putting it out to streaming, it's really great and everything, but that does not help towards the 340 million that they have to make. It has to come from while the movie is in theaters.
Right.
Otherwise, their tax relief could be screwed.
That's true.
Yeah.
So, well, those are options that, Disney could do. So, hopefully, Snow White does well, I guess.
Hopefully for them, it does well.
Hopefully, because it's like our people are saying, and articles are saying that it's not looking good for live action movie itself. So,
no.
hopefully they try to be as accurate towards, or they come out and say they're trying to be as accurate towards the story as the
That's not the problem. I mean, here's the we already know they're not, because
I know
the seven dwarves, there are no seven dwarves. They're going to be relying on mystical creatures or whatever. But that's not the movie. That's not the movie.
But you kind of hope they make those changes. Like hopefully they can just delay it.
There is but there is a way that I can understand not, casting little people to be dwarves. I understand that.
Yeah.
But there are ways around that. And they're not doing it, like, I don't know. It's just, it's not going to go good. This is not the first time they've redone Snow White. I'm not sure if Disney's redone Snow White, but I'm thinking they have. There was one with Julia Roberts, and I think it was Lily Collins. I might be wrong though. It might not have been her, but I don't think that movie did well.
Right.
So
are those live actions or
those are it's live action.
Okay, I never saw those. I never saw that.
I never saw them either, but I know they exist. So, but yeah, I don't think this is gonna go good. I don't think. But anyway,
well, like I said, hopefully it does well. Hopefully they come out and either delay longer to make those changes, or they just release it and lose money.
Yeah,
that's how I look at it. So
yeah. Anyway, let's move on from that now. Let's go to another Disney Plus update.
All right. The password sharing has a date.
Yeah.
You want to tell the people, Tanyka?
Yep, it's going to be starting on November 1st. So in a month from today, from recording. So they apparently sent out an email to all users. I checked my email, Disney Plus. No, you didn't. And basically, from what I'm understanding, it sounds more like, a finger wag than anything. Right. They're basically saying we're implementing restrictions on your ability to share your account or login credentials outside of your household. You may not share your subscription outside of your household. And that's basically it. They are basically going to be like analyzing accounts to see if people are still doing it. So they're not doing it quite like I guess Netflix did. Right. But they're doing this, and they said, like, if anyone is failing to comply with the agreement, that could lead to account limits or termination.
Wow. So they're not doing the $7.99 thing.
No, I guess not. I guess they're not. They're doing this, and they're following Netflix, but at least Netflix had a way to fix this. They had a structure. They did have, despite people's feelings on it, they had a structure and they had an idea. I'm just really going to rely on you analyzing my account to see if I'm complying.
Interesting.
What the hell is that?
Are they the police?
Apparently. It's ridiculous.
That's crazy. Wow. Termination and everything. Whew. I understand they're losing money on, password sharing, but like they could have like again, where are these family plans? Where are they? Where are
Well,
they? Like
yeah.
they could do a family plan. Netflix,
But
Disney
again, the family plan doesn't mean anything. It doesn't
Right.
mean anything because in that case, like if we're losing like that idea and we're using like Spotify or YouTube music as a way to show that, it still technically has to be within your household. Spotify for sure. Not sure about YouTube music because I never use YouTube music to share with somebody else. But Spotify, definitely. You have to
Spotify's
still share that within your home.
really? I
Yes.
didn't.
Yes. Yes. I know it's for a fact because I have Spotify and I share it with my boyfriend.
So when did they announce this? The Spotify.
They never announced it. I don't know if it was ever announced, but
What?
when you do it, like when you do a subscription from Spotify, it tells you that this has to be shared within your home.
Yeah, I haven't had Spotify in quite a while, so so wow, they also did that too. That's crazy.
Yeah,
Wow.
so you have to still share within your home. But it's there's ways around that, obviously. Like I said, I share that with my boyfriend. It's the whole reason I got Spotify in the first place is because he wanted it. So I said, okay, fine. I'll get rid of YouTube music and I'll got Spotify.
So
And
does it? So when you sign in, and then your boyfriend
I'm always
also,
signed in.
then your boyfriend also signs in.
Yeah.
Does it
The
sign you
process,
out?
no. We have our separate accounts.
Okay.
We have two separate accounts. It's attached to this subscription service that we have. And the whole process of making sure that someone lives in the home together happens during the subscription process. Once that's done, it's done.
Right. Hmm. Yeah, I don't. I there's other options to doing this way.
I
Same with
agree.
same with Netflix. Same with Disney Plus. Uh, but Spotify. Yeah, there's different ways of doing this. Like policing your account is not the way, or the 7.99 plan is not the way. Like I keep continuing to say, and you probably may not agree. A family plan is the option, in my opinion.
Yeah,
The
but the
10,
family plan, you got to think of it this way.
yeah,
When you say family plan, you're still talking about your family in your home. A
yes,
family plan, but that's not the issue. If you're already sharing things within your home, you don't have an issue. We're talking about people who are outside of your home that you want to share this with.
mm-hmm.
That's where the issue lies. A family plan, in the grand scheme of things, the traditional family plan isn't going to help. That's not going to help.
But like it also helps the family that's outside of your
But you're still
household.
paying more money. You're still paying more money.
Yeah, but it matters the person who holds that account. Like if I hold that account, if I have a family plan, and my brother's in like Ottawa, and I'm on, and I'm
But
in.
again, Mikel, you're getting confused. A
Yeah.
family plan, think of like if you have a family plan for your cell phone, or you have a family plan for Spotify has a family plan as well. That is
Right.
still within your household because you're allowing more users to use it in your home. Now, Netflix doesn't have that situation because they go by screens. So you have to increase your subscription based on how many screens you need. But that is not the case. That's a whole separate situation. Family plan is still within your home or in your core or whatever, but still has to be within your home. That's why they have the $7.99 plan for people who are outside of your home. Now, whoever wants to use it outside of the home, like if your brother, for example, has a $7.99 plan, right? And he wants to use it with a friend or whoever, or a room, or whatever case may be, he can, because he has a $7.99 plan and he can cast it to his TV and everyone can enjoy it. That's fine. But a family plan isn't going to work in this case because it still has to be within the home. So a family plan isn't going to work for this particular reason. It's not going to work.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah, I understand what you're saying. What they're trying to do is get rid of the people that's outside of. Okay, yeah. But I still don't agree with it.
No, I don't agree with it.
I don't agree with it at all. Try new ways. Disney Plus and Netflix and Spotify, please. And
Spotify. We're not going to loop Spotify into this because, like I said, there's ways around it. I did that. Me and my boyfriend both use Spotify,
right? And
we don't live together. I mean, it's my account, and there are ways around it.
Well, what happens if what if Spotify finds that out and tries to,
I don't know how they would, because again, how they do things is there's no way for them to prove otherwise. They don't know that he doesn't live with me. Because I'm going based on how they do their subscription. How they know.
No, I mean, they probably do test runs, and
I don't know how they would know, because he uses it mainly when he is at work. He works like 10 minutes away from me.
Right.
He's right by the home.
Right.
How would they know? If anything, when I use Spotify, I'm further away from my own home.
Not just you. I mean, like other people who are also doing it as well. Like,
but that's the thing. You can work around it.
Yeah. I mean, like, if they will probably know, and somebody in the company will probably report it to the CEO and be like, okay, we need to do test runs on this, and we need to.
I don't think they will.
Oh, okay. We have a rant today, I guess.
Yeah.
With Durham Transit?
Not Durham Transit, Go Transit. So Go Transit. Yeah, Go Transit, for those who don't know, who don't live in Ontario or don't live in Canada, Go Transit is our train system. We also have TTC, which is our subway system, but we're not talking about subway system. We're only talking about the train system.
Right.
Now, the train system runs through a lot of the areas of Ontario. And one of those areas is the area I live in. Now, I'm on the Lakeshore East line. The Lakeshore East line is one of the most heavily populated lines. Now, I'm probably going to say both Lakeshore West and East, but definitely the East side is the most heavily populated. In particular, the most heavily populated stations on our line, Whitby, Ajax, Pickering, is our most heavily populated stations. Now, with the pandemic, obviously, a lot of changes happened on the Lakeshore East line. But with the Lakeshore East line, we finally got 15-minute service, which is something we waited a very long time for. We probably only got that maybe 4 or 5 years before the pandemic, at the very most. And we had express trains on our line that went express from Pickering to Union Station, which cut almost half of the time for most people to get to work. Now, for the Lakeshore East line in total, from Oshawa to Union, it's an hour-long train ride when you're doing all stops. This line has been doing all stops. Express trains have been taken out. We have less trains now, which means yes.
Express trains have been taken
out now. Taken out.
So I have not used from Union to Oshawa in so long. So
yeah. And express trains usually happen during the morning, during the rush hour time when people need to go to work, and at night. They have taken them out. So we don't have them anymore. And it's only on the line because I talked to other people who also use Go Transit and still have express trains. We don't have express trains.
Do you know why the express trains has been taken?
They say it's because of construction reasons. And because of this is why they need to have the less trains. But what the hell are you doing? Because I don't know what the heck they're working on. I've seen some things here and there, but I don't see a lot. Go ahead.
The last time I saw they were working on Danforth. That was the last time I saw. I don't know if they finished.
The thing with Danforth Station. I don't see any changes with either Scarborough or Danforth. They've been working on Eglinton Station. That's been going on for a while.
Oh yeah.
But that's still ongoing. What they're doing at Eglinton Station is the same thing they've done at Gilwood Station. They've done at my station, which I won't say which station it is, but they've been doing that. That never stopped service, though. Those things never stop service because they're basically making Eglinton accessible, which I think is great. That should have been done a long time ago. But it's not, it doesn't stop service. And whatever they're doing at Danforth, I don't know if that's for the reason, because I'll get to that in a second. But what they haven't done anything. I don't see them doing anything. And for you to take out trains completely, and it causes people to be on packed trains. It causes people to have to run for trains because we have less of them. And it's becoming an absolute shit show, to put it nicely, of what this has become. And it's frustrating as a commuter. I have to go in twice a week to Toronto. As a commuter, it is ridiculously annoying. I can't, I'm paying $20 a month, $20 a day. To travel.
Crazy.
And this is the service that I am getting. You have, like, I go into the accessibility car because my mom has accessibility needs or whatever. You have CSA, who don't do their job. So this is also part of the problem. I'm not saying everybody, because I know someone who works as CSA. I know him. I went to school with him. Whatever. I'm not saying everybody, but I'm saying some of them, most of them, don't do their job because they're supposed to say, this is accessibility car. If you don't need to be here, leave. Accessibility car is also not meant for strollers. Your baby is in a seat. And if you don't need a seat, you don't sit. Like, they don't do their job. So there's also that frustration on top of it.
Right.
But when we go back to the service aspect of things, they have been on our line cutting service on weekends now. They've probably done that about 10 times already. Cutting service on weekends.
So nothing. So no trains on the weekend, or it's just like
no trains on the weekend. No trains on the weekend. Zero.
Wow.
0 trains on the weekend from Friday to Sunday.
They really changed. Wow.
They've been cutting that because of this construction or whatever the hell they're doing.
But like you said, it didn't bother them in the past. It didn't hurt them.
I don't know.
Maybe
it's
a safety issue. Maybe it's a safety issue.
It probably is a safety issue, but I want to know. You just say blanketed construction. What construction are you doing? I, as a user of the train, I would like to know what that is, because it's creating issues for us. And again, when we say there's rush hour trains, the rush hour trains end at usually would end, you probably got your last rush hour train around 8:30 in the morning. That really hasn't changed. It's always been the case. But you would have multiple trains from, say, 6:30 to 8:30. And then on the way home, you would have same thing, 2 hours of rush hour trains. Are you really trying to tell me that you can't handle some rush hour trains in the morning and at night and then still stick to the half-hour service during the day to allow for the construction? I'm confused. I'm trying to make that make sense, and it doesn't make sense to me in my brain. But I'm just
it doesn't make sense at all.
Yeah. And with the so with the weekend service, when they take those out, I don't know if they're going to be. Actually, I said, oh, they're probably doing it more during the summer because school's out. People don't really have much to go to and whatever. But they literally did it in September. They cut the service on a weekend during September. Like, okay, well, school's back. And you have people who may have like concerts or whatever. They did it right after the CNE left.
Concerts, sports events.
Yeah. That people need to get to.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, because those things don't stop. Like, I went to see Hamilton right before it left Toronto. Like, stage shows don't end. They don't stop. They keep going. Right. And usually you don't know that service is going to be cut out on the weekend until maybe 2 or 3 weeks before. But by then, you probably have already spent money on tickets for whatever you need to go to. So what do you do?
So when they stop this, did they say it's temporary or is it completely forever?
They say it's temporary. Okay. But the problem with temporary, especially with Go Transit, everything takes longer than they say it's going to be.
Yeah.
When they did construction at my station for what they were doing, they were changing the placement of the of different things or whatever. But what they said was only going to take like a year or two. Only 5 years. So this, from what I'm understanding, it's supposed to be for 7 years. That's what I'm understanding. It's going to be more like 10.
7 years?
That's what I've heard. I don't know if that's true, but that's what I've heard.
That's not temporary.
That's not temporary.
Temporary is like 6 months to. I mean,
no. This has been going on.
Construction.
This has been going on already since I started going back to work after the pandemic. Right. I've been going back to work since October of 2022, I guess. 2022? No, before that, 2021. I think I started going back. I can't remember exactly when I started going back, but I started going back pretty early on.
Last year?
No, I was going back and then we stopped. So, trying to remember, we had a lockdown right after Christmas when the Omicron started coming back. Wasn't that 2022? I think that was 2022.
Late
2021 into 2022. I started going back. Yeah. I started going back in October of 2021. Obviously stopped because of the Omicron when we came back. We were out again for a few months. But I started going back in October 2021. And that's what's happening then. So we're 2 years in.
Wow. 7 to 10 years.
Well, they say 7. It's probably going to be 10. So, and here's the other thing. The service cutouts during the weekend. We think, it's only going to be on the weekends. Well, turns out, while me and my mom were on the train heading to work last week, we're getting an announcement saying on October 16th, service is going to be out between Danforth and Union. So if you need to get downtown, you're going to have to get onto the TTC and get downtown from there. And I'm like, wait, what? October 16th, guys, is a Monday during the week.
Wow.
So during the week, on a day that I go to the office, I can't get into the office because I'm not going to get off at Danforth and go to downtown from Danforth. It sounds like it's not a big deal because it's only one stop, right? It is going to take me 40 minutes at least, at minimum, to get downtown if I take TTC.
Wow.
And that is on a good day. I have never done TTC during rush hour. I know it takes 10 times longer. So you bet your ass. Unacceptable. Bet your ass I'm not going to work that day. I'm staying home. Wow. But if I had something I had to do in the office that I have to do in the office that day, I'm highly screwed. I have no choice but to go in. So you're screwing with people who have to go to work on a Monday. What are you thinking? They're not. And the consensus in my home is the day that Go Transit decides to increase what we pay, because right now we pay, it's $8.58 each way. One way, sorry. One way is $8.58 one way.
So yeah,
using Presto.
$17. Yeah.
Yeah, it's about $17.20 or whatever a day.
Yeah. Without using Presto, it's $20, right?
Probably. Yeah. You get a cut with Presto.
Yeah, right.
But the day they decide to increase is the day that we will not be tapping our cards anymore. Fuck it.
Boycott.
Absolutely. But this is why they haven't increased it, because they know they are going to get backlash if they did.
As soon as they do the express, they're going to increase it.
100%. But you know what? I live with that, because at least I'm getting my service back.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm okay with it. But if you do it now, fuck all you. I don't care. You can bring your stupid revenue protection people on board and check if I tap my card, and I'll say, yeah, then get the service back on track. Then I'll start paying again. Screw you. But rant over. I think that's it. I don't think everything else is there.
Yeah. Well, like you said, 7 to 10 years is way too long.
Way too long.
And I think they can, go through the construction. They've been doing it for years, but I'm guessing because because a lot of accidents have happened.
Probably, yeah.
During the years, and it's a safety issue.
But I think this case they're doing construction on the track themselves. I think
that too. Yeah, that's
so. I think that's it. But they've been doing construction near Union for years too. Like I've always seen construction workers moving around and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But it's called move out the way. When trains are coming, you get enough of a heads up that trains are coming. Trains move slowly into Union Station. Outside Union Station, they move slowly.
Right.
Are you trying to tell me you can't get out the way? And that's the other thing too. What I also want to preface is I'm assuming Stouffville is also affected by this, because they run our way, and then they curve over at past Carbo Station.
Right.
So I'm going to assume they're also affected by this on the October 16th situation.
Wow.
And probably Express, if they ever had Express. I'm not sure if they did. I don't think Stouffville's one of the most heavily populated lines, but they're definitely, I would assume they're affected on the October 16th situation as well.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
And Ontario construction is going to take.
Toronto has been under construction since I've been working there, which is about 10 years now. Every street is under construction right now. Queen Street is completely under construction and will be for years and years and years. There are no cars, street cars, nothing running on Queen Street right now. Which is St. Michael's Hospital is on Queen Street. Like, it's nuts to me. Eaton Center on Queen Street. It's ridiculous. But anyway.
Like I said, I don't know if that's Ontario construction or it has to deal with Canada construction. So
Ontario, I would think.
Okay. Then it's an issue.
Yeah. Because again, Go Transit is underneath the umbrella of Metrolinx.
Oh, right.
So I'm assuming Metrolinx is more federal, like it's more across the board. Right. Whereas Go Transit is provincial.
I keep forgetting that each province have a different transit.
Yeah, so we all have different transits. Again, even municipal, we all have different transits, right? So, yeah.
Right. Okay. All right. That is Tanyka's rant for this episode. So we're going to move on to a new song from NSYNC.
Did you listen to the song?
Yeah, a little bit. A little bit. Just I like it. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. The whistles in the background, it's cool. It's cool.
Okay.
How do you feel? How do you feel about it?
Okay, maybe I'm biased because, like I said, I was an NSYNC stan over here, but I love it.
Okay.
I love the song. I think it's great. I actually watched, like that wing thing that they do on YouTube where they try the spicy wings and like they go up intensity. I can't remember what it's called now, what they actually call it, but
Right.
I was watching that on YouTube. NSYNC was there, and they were talking about like how they were tackling this song, whether or not they're gonna, go back to like the old school feel of NSYNC. Like, how do you do that along with keeping up with what music is today? And they said, yeah, it's difficult, but we're definitely gonna try. And I do feel like there is like that feel of what they were back, 20 years ago versus like today's music.
They still have it.
They still have it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they still have it. And it's not just Justin, here JC doing his thing. It's literally like the old school way of doing things. You always had Justin and JC having their solo moments, and that's exactly what happened. And but yeah, I would have not minded having, some Joey Fatone have a little more solo because that man can sing. He really can. Like, I actually was watching The Masked Singer. He was on it. They were doing like a kickoff thing before the season started. Because if you don't know, he was on The Masked Singer and I think the first or second season. Mm-hmm. He was on it. And the man could sing. I never would have thought Joey Fatone until he obviously unmasked, and I'm like, oh my God, like he can actually sing. And so that would have been great. But, I'm sure, whatever. It's fine.
So drop a new album NSYNC. Drop it for Tanyka because she needs it. She needs it.
There's actually a rumor that one might happen, but there's also mixed with the rumors of Justin Timberlake is going to be releasing an album. So I don't know what's happening. If it's going to be Justin Timberlake releasing an album and NSYNC is going to maybe be featured on it, or if NSYNC is actually coming out with an album. I'm not sure.
I mean, Justin Timberlake just did a song with Timbaland and Nelly Furtado, so
which we did do.
I know, but like I feel like that magic, he got back that magic and was probably telling himself, what if I come back to music?
Well, this is the thing. It worked for him. It worked for him to take years away from the music, focus on the acting, and then come back to the music. Yeah. So he's done some acting. Okay, for those who didn't watch, that's the Disney Plus movie about Candy, whatever the hell her last name is. Right. True story, the murder one, whatever. She killed her friend, although she was found innocent, whatever. He was in that. He played a cop in that, and he did really well. And he had to arrest his wife because his wife played the murderer. So it was good. It was good. Mind you, I've heard that the HBO one is better. I haven't watched it yet, but he's done his acting. He's done his acting stuff. So now we see him come back to the music.
He's really good. The last time I saw him was Social Network.
Social Network. Whoa, dude, that was a long time ago.
Yeah, he was really good. He was really
he was really good. But he's done a lot since.
He was with Andrew Garfield, who was Spider-Man like a long time ago. Remember Andrew Garfield?
I do remember Andrew Garfield.
Yes, he was in that film as well. He's a great actor as well.
Not the main guy. It was what the hell's that guy's name?
Oh my God!
In Social Network. Shit.
He's a short. He was Mark Zuckerberg, right? But
he played Mark Zuckerberg. Yeah.
I'm trying to.
I can't remember his name. You know what? Can we Google?
Yeah, you can Google.
Oh my God!
It's been a long time since I watched that movie. So
yeah, but like he's pretty well known though. So like I like the actor.
He was in a couple of Batman movies.
Yes, didn't he play Lex Luthor?
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
Let me just check. Jesse Eisenberg.
I think it's. Hold on, I'm finding it. I know. Eisenberg. I can look at it.
I'm not
and pronounce better when I actually look at it.
Yeah, pronounce
Eisenberg.
His last
Eisenberg.
Name. Is it Eisenberg?
Eisenberg. Yeah, he's Jewish, so Eisenberg.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not very good with names at all. So like, my bad, Jesse.
No, it's a great movie. But I'm just saying there has been a lot of movies that Justin Timberlake has done since then.
Oh yeah, I know. I don't follow him.
No, I don't follow him per se.
He's probably done a lot of movies.
But also
he's a great actor as well.
Yes, but let's also stress
he's a good actor.
Let's also stress Social Network. Social Network is a little bit controversial.
Oh, Friends with Benefits, I watched that movie as well. That's a great movie. Yeah,
but Social Network's a little bit controversial just because Armie Hammer is in that as well. Okay. So we're going to stop talking about Social Network.
Oh, right. My bad. Sorry.
I completely forgot he was in that movie, but he is.
Okay.
We're not going to dig into that.
Oh, yeah. We're just talking about the movie.
If you want to know, go find Discovery Plus. There's a thing there.
Yeah. Okay. So we are basically done talking about a lot of stuff in this episode.
Next week, we're going to have one special topic. We're not going to say what that is, but there'll be one special topic for next week.
It's going to be a special topic.
Yeah.
So stay tuned for that, everybody. So this ends episode 5 of the Next Tape podcast. The Next Tape podcast is available on all podcast platforms. We also have a website called solo.to Next Tape podcast
and / Next Tape podcast.
Yeah,
you should trust the forward slash.
Yeah, there it is, guys. And for our contact, email us at mikeltanyka@gmail.com. Anything you want to say before we end completely, Tanyka, to the people over there?
The only thing I want to say is go transit, do better. That's it. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah. And Ontario Construction, do better too.
Yeah.
Anyways, I'm Mikel.
And I'm Tanyka.
We are out until next week.